Let's take a look at some of the new features for remoting in Windows PowerShell version 2's Community Technology Preview, and let's do it using the new Windows PowerShell graphical component. So I'm going to start with this brief two-line example. I'm creating an array on line 2 of two computer names, the local host and a remote computer, and I'm simply running get WMyObject for the Win32 operating system class from both of those. Now this is going to run synchronously. This is the old style way. You could certainly do this in PowerShell version 1. And the only trick with this is you have to wait while it goes out and touches each computer one at a time. Version 2 simply adds this as job parameter to the get WMyObject. So let's clear the output here. And when I run this, you can see that instead of immediately getting results, I simply get this PowerShell job or PS job. Now if I run get PS job again, I'll get that same job. Here it is, job ID number 12, and you can see that it's completed. So let's punch that job ID number 12 in here. Clear the output area and see what the results were from that job. And there they are. So it's the same results as this first example, but this time I was able to run the command, immediately get the use of my shell back while the job ran in the background, really useful for longer running jobs. And then when I was ready, I could check the status of the job and then get the results from the job. So let's move away from WMI now and try something a little bit different. I'm going to create another array of two computer names, same two computer names. This time I'm going to create a command. And notice that the command isn't in quotation marks. It's just in curly braces, which means it's a script block. Now I'm going to use the invoke command commandlet to run that command on those remote computers as a background job. This is actually going to push the command out to those computers, and this command is a simple one, but you can put as complex of a command as you want. Even an entire script can go inside that script block. The entire thing will be pushed out to the specified remote computers in parallel and execute in the background. So let's kick that off, and as you can see, we got another job back. Here it is, job 15 is running. Let's run get PS job. That's a short command, so it should have had a chance to finish by now. Yep, it sure has. It's job 15, so let's punch in job 15 and receive the results from that job. And there we go. Lots of good data came back from both of the computers. And the benefit now is that we're actually distributing the computing load to the remote computers in parallel and bringing the results as objects back to this computer. Now, the next trick is a little bit more one-on-one. I'm going to switch to the regular PowerShell. I'm going to create a new run space to a single remote computer and store that run space in the $rs variable. So it's going to take it a little bit because it's got to go out over the network, authenticate, and everything else. If I just look at this rs variable, I can see that that is indeed a run space. Now I could certainly say invoke command get process from that run space. And this time, since I didn't use the adds job parameter, you can see that it's running synchronously. And in the Community Technology Preview, you can see that the results are a little bit slow to come back. There's certainly some work to be done, and we are still early in the development process for the CTP. Here's kind of a cool thing, though. Instead of running a command, let's say I want to interact directly with that computer. I'm going to use the push run space command, and the run space I'm going to push is the one that's in that $rs variable. And you'll see my PowerShell prompt change, alerting me to the fact that I'm now using the PowerShell version 2 interactively on the remote computer. Now PowerShell did have to be installed on that remote computer along with the WinRM service, but this is kind of like a remote desktop connection just for the command line. I can run regular commands, and I'm actually seeing, in this case, the processes running on that remote computer. When I'm ready to pop back to my run space, I'll just pop run space. And now I'm back to my local computer, and I can run commands there. And you can see that they run much quicker because I'm not pulling anything across the wire. So this is just a preview of some of the new remoting that's coming in PowerShell version 2. And I certainly encourage you to try these things out. Even though they're not completely bug-free yet, they're pretty stable. And most importantly, now is the time when your feedback through connect.microsoft.com can really be used to help the PowerShell team develop this next generation of Windows PowerShell.